Okay, so this is Nighthawks. This is a watch eye game that's been sitting in the wings for years. Like, development held off at some point. I think they changed game format, honestly, but I think it was supposed to be like a 3D runaround thing. But and then I saw the demo drop. I'm like, what? Excuse me? So the project lives. Yeah, let's check it out. "6 months ago, you died." It's vampire shit, don't worry about it. "The story of your life is yours to celebrate, mourn, or forget. This is the story of your death." What's your name? This might not have been your name in life, but it's name you now wear. All else is your business. Casting as much or as little light on your path as you choose. Alright, I'm just gonna go with nekobun. Oh, I guess it keeps track of your funds on the card, which is kind of neat. A name for the world to remember, no doubt. "Everything began with a stranger. They took you into your life and then took yours. Their blood now runs through your veins, and you carry the memory in your flesh. But who were they?" Okay. Boosted experience with the scholar. Passion and torture, love and depravity. They delayed and tested your every limit and teasing your conscience past them till nothing remained but a hunger for ever greater excess. Immune to the effect of tainted blood. Okay. The warrior, an iron soul forged into blade by centuries of strife. Their training would have killed you. Had such mercy been more than a memory. But you emerged stronger than ever possible. With any weapon like an expert. The aristocrat, a wolf among sheep, the privilege of wealth and power shared into the finest point. For a while, you wanted for nothing. Then just as quickly, your novelty faded and left behind nothing but obligation. Developed suspicion at a greatly reduced rate. Okay. The shadow. Drifter, a rumor. They moved from town to town, fading like a bad memory. Why'd they choose to bring you along? That was their secret to know. Just as yours is why you parted ways. Our hunting skills are unmatched. Of the ones I'd hang out with, it's most likely a scholar, a hedonist, or a shadow. Let's go shadow. Alright, no, let's go scholar. Hang out with nerds. And also, it might get us a few extra skills to check out before the end of things here. Your new lineage is one of pain and potential, stretching back centuries, from the darkest legends of every corner of the world where people had cause to fear the night. What is its story? Alright, New World. Children of the night who see their past in modern fables and Hollywood lore. Particularly prevalent in the United States, they combine ancient power with modern technology better than most. It's the virtual adepts of vampires. Okay, benefit from companionship. Old country. Echo of tragedy from the depths of dark forests and forbidding swamps. The victims of long dead horrors still carry the blood of their murderers, condemned to pass it to each new generation. So intimidation and old school. Hailing from the alchemical heritage of Britain. This just turned you into a turf? Like, what's this about? The original Imperials whispered in the ears of nobility and traveled throughout the Empire on their black ships, leaving tragedy in their wake. Gained wealth and prestige at a greatly increased rate. Continental, so the rest of Europe. From the eternal dynasties of Europe to the solitary loners of quiet peasant hamlets, continental vampires are known for their ability to move through human society with both ease and arrogance. Expert at seduction and manipulation. Oh. And then Mandarin. Magic flows in your veins, supposedly the legacy of Jiangxi sorcery from ancient China, although some object to that interpretation. But it speaks of a great sacrifice that all who share must one day make. You should gift more regularly. We'll go New World. Hacks. Alright. Everyone knows that vampiric powers are a myth, propaganda, fantasy. Everybody's wrong, but as you learned shortly after your awakening. But what new power waited on the edge of possibility? Dead men tell no tales? Depends on who you ask. Echoes of life linger around corpses and scenes of trauma. You know their language, you can call upon them for the secrets. Alright. So... Oh, that was corpse talking, okay. Mesmerism. You wield the puppet strings of hypnosis and domination. We compromise yours to command to a point. The effect soon wears off, and even they balk at actions too contrary to their nature. Other vampires are immune to mesmerism. Ooh, okay. Beast within. Something claws at your soul, begging to be let off the leash. When freed, you feel your bones cracking, sharpening, reshaping, taking you to primal perfection and beyond. Get swole. You have the chance to automatically turn the tide of losing battles. Natural domination. Or dominion. Rats, cockroaches, spider flies. The citizens of the night flock to your call and obey orders. Cats, of course, keep their own counsel and will not be swayed by a mere vampire. You can also see through your minion's eyes. Alright, shadows are your cloak. You can shift into darkness at will to evade your enemies or transcend the limbs of physical flesh. It's probably the few you've even heard of, let alone mastered. Okay? I like rats. Life and death taught you many things, but what is your primary sphere of knowledge? Okay, we've got the arts, painted masterpieces to classic opera. Of course, you've been able to create your own works and created a measure of acclaim. Scientific discoveries to fixing computers. There's a little modern world you cannot master, or at least turn off again until it works. You always excelled in scholarly pursuits, including history, geography, and world languages. Some of your achievements hang upon a wall as a testimony to all that your teachers had to impart. You learn the language of the gutter and the lessons of experience. You hear the unspoken words of the street and know the steps of its complex dance. What other considered forbidden art you think of as light reading? You may or may not have picked up much of the practical, but your mind is a codex of stolen secrets. I like weird shit. Real weird shit. Very well. These are the cards that fate has dealt you. This is who I am in the dark. Okay. I don't think we get a character portrait. I think it's just run with your stats. You can do your own art for your own Sona if you wanted to. I'm guessing we just get the prologue, maybe a chapter after. Welcome to Cradle Bridge. Okay, last address. So this is kind of in the, no pun intended, in the vein of the text-based WAD games. Alright. Another night. The same thirst. Rain pours down on the naked city, cold and oppressive as ever. The night is no longer quiet, and never still. Not since the veil fell, when the world learned that there were monsters living amongst them. Monsters like you, no longer protected by the shadows. Alright, knock on Elijah Morrow's apartment door. This is the place, deep in the tenements of Cradle Bridge. Alright, last address. Okay, no answer. I keep reading the title, I don't need to. Okay, the gargoyle gives you hints. Got it. Alright, oh, hover over the stuff. Not even last year's model. Still, reckon it's full of stuff you might want to know, and even a way of going back in time if you mess up. Okay. Green goo is of your new life is here, pal. Rusty will heal you up good and proper. What's the red one? It's Blood Chief, vampire. Remember fighting using gifts? Hell, minding your own business. It'll make a corpse real thirsty. Okay. Yeah, let's keep it simple. Who has time to worry about dollars and cents? Your wealth tells you what you can buy. Okay, so it's just an overall stat. You're young, so you're still learning your gift. Every time burns blood, and these gems show you how many more times you can use it tonight. Be careful, though. Every time your hunger goes up. Okay. Okay. 30 days of delight. 6 months ago, you died and were reborn. For reasons that remain your own, you left your sire in search of a new future in the one city where humans and vampires are trying to forge a new future together. Nightbook. I guess that's supposed to be like Facebook or Vampire Facebook. You found your way to a beautiful city where vampires and humans are forging a new union under both sun and stars. Remember, your amnesty is contingent upon adherence to the New Century Code and revocable. New converts find warm welcome and free blood at the Salvation Center in Cradle Bridge, Old Town. Welcome. Your new life begins tonight. No unread mail. Okay, what are our obligations? You were promised that in this city, even vampires could have a fresh start. This has not, so far, been the case. Oh, we cracked it, too. You have a month left to seize the night before you find yourself cast out into the unfriendly streets. Okay. Before you vanished in the streets of the city, your sire's vassal, Elijah Morrow, took something from you. You're only linked to who you used to be. Okay, autosaves. Oh, and our stats. Brawler, grifter, detective, mechanic, thief, domination, intimidation, seduction, charity shop rags. Okay. Fair enough. And you just click away to put it away. Cool. Alright, what do we got? No answer. Not a surprise. Well, you hardly share your sire's anger towards Morrow for vanishing into the night. He has reason to be afraid. Traitors who lack the sense to look over their shoulder only have themselves to blame. Okay. Go picking. Door easily gives way. Beyond the doorway, the apartment is empty. The fact that you can cross the threshold without an invitation is proof that nobody currently calls it home. So they're playing into that trope at least. Okay. Stepping the old apartment. It would still be best to be done quickly. Is that a reference to the freaking Bare Naked Ladies song? This is where we used to live. Morrow's apartment is a temple to filth and decay. Of all the traitors in, I think he's dead. The foul smell of standing water hangs in the air, seeping out from the small bathroom towards the tiny bed and its bare mattress. Every mirror is broken, as is most of the furniture. Rain beats against the cracked windows. The damp has worked its way into every nook and crevice. You close the door behind you, not bothering with the primitive lock. This is the last lead you have on tomorrow's location, and the reason for your pursuit. Oh, we get to pick our items. So we have a watch whose second hand no longer ticks. Carefully engraved with the dead person's name. Gold ring, tarnished but important. Memory of a relationship that is no more. Locker with a broken clasp, hides a face you refuse. I'm good about not forgetting certain faces. It was not worth much, but it was yours. Why he took it, you do not know. An accident. A moment of cruelty. The order of your sire, looking to remove any troublesome ties. That is something you can answer when you find him. It's the last remaining piece of your old life. The last reminder of sunlight and a heart that still beat. It is, however, not here. The only real hope is that Morrow left in a hurry, and didn't cover his tracks as well as he might have done. There's only a way to know for sure. So it feels like it plays like a solo journaling game, which is kind of cool. Alright, clues around the bed. Small ensuite. Okay, check the bed. Bed is a bare mattress atop a cracked wooden frame. There's a... say quacked? Cracked wooden frame. There's a single pillow, a few unwashed bits of clothing that apparently served Morrow as a blanket while he was here, a coat, pair of pants. An old pizza box lies next to them. Pockets. Pockets appear to be empty until you get to a pair of old black slacks. Inside is a wallet, except for a few nickels, and an organ donor card and a long-expired driving license. Okay. I kind of want to look in the pizza box. Oh. You know anything about Morrow, buddy? No need to... Okay. Your influence reaches into its rodent brain, but rats don't use names, and struggle to tell you one human form from another at the best of times. It squeaks apologetically, and it disappears into the darkness. Okay. We're gonna have to drink on the way home, I guess. Under the bed? Aside from the dust, the only thing under the bed is a small shoebox. Beside a pair of syringes, a spoon, a rubber tourniquet, and some needles. They look blunt, heavily reused. Or must have traded one addiction for another. Alright. You put the drug paraphernalia back where you found it. Even if you had left any of his supply. It takes rather more than mere drugs to put a kick in your system these nights. Checking the license. Elijah Mara. Mara? Mara. Tamara. Whatever. Your sire's vassal. Working in the sun so that they could rule the night. So, like, he was probably Gould or something similar. The traitor. At least now you have a photograph to show people instead of trying to describe a man with few distinguishing features except for the neck scars. Okay. I know he got bit, but maybe he just wasn't fully turned. We'll probably learn how vassals work later. Alright, desk. Desk is small and cramped, with a chair that wobbles uncertainly at the slightest touch. On it, a barely started letter reads, "Simply Cynthia, please," and then trails off. garbage bin next to it is full of equally aborted drafts. Alright. Middle drawer is unlocked and dusty. Go to the drawer. It's empty except for a few spare bits of paper, some pens and pencils, and a small spider that scuttles away in terror in the sudden light. Splintered and covered with gum. You open the bottom drawer. There's nothing in it except for some wax and your sire's seal, the mark that told those in the know that Mara was authorized to speak on their behalf. A somewhat antiquated sign of confidence, but not an uncommon one. Older vampires do tend to enjoy ceremony. Alright, top drawer. Pull the drawer, but it's unsurprisingly it's indeed locked tight. Someone has even fixed the handle. Yoink. You grip the handle tight and pull. It offers little resistance. Inside the drawer, you see a small leather-bound book, Mara's diary. It begins in his usual copper-plate handwriting, but by the end is divulged into barely coherent scrawling. The last entry is dated over a week ago. I'm free. I'm finally free, but I still feel it inside me. I have to cut it out. Bleed it out. I won't go back. I won't lose myself again. Put the diary back. I feel like we're going to find a bad time in the bathroom. Bare, splintered wood underfoot. Cheap ceramic bath with barely enough room for an average-sized person to sit in. The hot water is disconnected. The state of the toilet in the corner is best left unmentioned. Never mind actively investigated. Alright. Well, you know we're checking the toilet. Alright. Mara did not, in fact, hide anything in the cistern, nor did he flush before he departed. So Lloyd toilet lid and closed the cistern, departing on a very slightly moral high ground. That does not really matter much in this great scheme of anything. Glass is cracked and bloody as his punch. I do also like that it shows you the options you can't do, so it incentivizes coming back with a different loadout for subsequent playthroughs. Alright. The cabinet is mostly empty. Bottle of cheap, off-brand aspirin. An empty pack of iron supplements. Underneath that is a small metal key, too small for a door. The key to Mara's desk, most likely. Seems a little point in picking it up now. Alright. Bathtub check. Yellowing bath is cramped and heavily stained in reddish brown. Blood. The vampires know anything by sight. It's blood. The stain's old now and has worked itself in deep. Alright. You step away from the bathroom. You have not needed to use one in many months. Tonight is not going to be the exception. Let's piece it together. This is definitely where Morrow ended up after shirking his mission in his miserable city and severing all contact with the scholar. While here, he tried to bleed himself dry of his master's blood, their influence. Does that work? Vampiric vassals are typically too subordinate to their lords to even try. The same is not true of their heirs. You're here in your own business, nobody else's. Ancient instincts prickle. You are not alone. Behind you, a breath of defiant fear, defying not just your presence, but the ever-crawling urge to get away from it as quickly as possible. You turn, hands raised in readiness. An open palm can so easily become a claw.
What do you think you're doing in here?
Oh.
We're sick of you damn cold bloods acting like you own the place. Dead is dead.
Oh, apparently they gave me a blood refill there. Alright. Call for assistance from the shadows. Before the old woman can pull the trigger, a familiar rat drops down from the rafters, eager to redeem itself for its lack of help earlier on. She screams in terror, blowing a hole straight through the ceiling. Whether there's anyone there or not, this is the opportunity to move over and wrench the gun from her hands. Okay. I guess we're going to grip and sip. How long has it been since you fed? Too long. Too many hungry nights, struggling with your thirst and the need to keep a low profile. But now it's close enough that you can almost smell it, hear it, pumping and sounding in her chest. Hot, alive, pure. Every instinct tells you to take it all, that nobody will ever know, nobody will ever care. Resist your urges. Okay, hope. Although she is a vampire racist. Because I'm not gonna, Sorry. Oh, I didn't even realize we had a consensualist trait. Oh well. The old woman presses back in terror, whispering to a god who isn't listening. You grip her by the hair and sink your fangs deep into her neck. Blood surges up into your mouth, the only thing that even temporarily relieves the burning thirst that hangs around you with the familiarity of an old friend and the suffocating hug of a noose. Alright. Well, at least put her to bed. Okay. You carefully rest your body on the bed and brush your hands off on your clothes. A little lingering blood, nothing unusual. Not even something that most people would notice these nights. Step back out on the cold streets of Cradle Bridge. The rain never seems to end in this place. Cradle Bridge, the dead market district of a dying city. The perfect place to stash those vampires unable to claw their way up from the gutter. A place where vampires can gain amnesty for any and all past crimes, in exchange for a pinky promise to keep their instincts in check henceforth. Home, at least for now. If only vampires had nothing to fear at night. And I does not belong entirely to you, not now. Two figures in leather watch from the depths of an alleyway. They see you walking alone. They see that, even in the cold of night, your breath leaves no clouds. You pass, trying to avoid eye contact. It's been many days since you fed properly. The old woman's weak blood barely even scratched the surface of your thirst. The pair recognize your weakness at a distance. They produce something from their pockets. Really? Okay. Their steps match yours as they put on their masks. Cheap, featureless party masks, sprayed white. Originally a sop to anonymity. Now a symbol of defiance against vampires for sharing the streets with the still living. Trouble. I prefer this not to go down unless it has to. Without looking back, you break into a run. In the vague direction of the Halcyon Hotel, or at least so you hope. It only encourages them. Although you are slightly faster, they keep up the pressure. Quick glance over your shoulder proves a fatal mistake. Your foot catches on a loose paving slab. You fall hard to the ground. The pounding footsteps slow down as the duo catches up. Alright. Well, that might not go well. You fight back, but it's 2 against 1, and soon inevitability takes its course. As your strength gives out, all you can do is fall into a heap on the ground and try to weather the incoming storm of spit, kicks, and insults. They lose interest before getting any further, leaving you lying in a mess of boot marks and bruised ribs. You crawl to the relative safety of an empty alleyway. Beggar at the back wisely keeps his distance. With a few deep breaths, you bring the pain under control. That battle took more out of you than it should have done. You need fresh blood. You need answers. Most of all, you need to get out of the city before it swallows you up. A few minutes of rest, then back to your sanctuary. Sunrise always rise sooner than you expect. Love to get my ass beat. I do believe we're about to encounter a honcho of some flavor. The rusted metal of your bed creaks beneath you, its mattress damp and encrusted with ancient patches of blood, sweat, and semen. The stinging memories of the day's bad dreams fade into the increasingly familiar drip 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 of a waking nightmare lit by a cheap flickering bulb. Reluctantly, you crawl out of bed. Bare floors, cheap wood spiked with splinters. Everything aches. Everything is cold. Your blood sits stagnant in your veins, no longer at the whim of a beating heart. You pull yourself to your feet and just take a moment to look at your still unfamiliar fangs. I feel like we're not going to be visible in the mirror. You wipe the dust from the mirror. No reflection, of course. But the empty frame staring back at you, back through you, is still comforting. Perhaps for the moment, however, that's for the best. What's in the drawer? The cross atop of Gideon Bible stings at your eyes, burning like chili peppers. Unable to bring yourself to touch it, you shut the drawer tight. Pain slowly fades. The scorched after image lingers considerably longer. You're out the window. The planks almost cut out the deadly sunlight. You fix the planks back into position and look down at the street below. It is quiet, but not the peaceful, relaxing kind. It's the quiet of a place where everyone minds their own business because they really don't want to get caught up in anyone else's. Wash your face in the sink. Skin's always dry and always cold to the touch. 8 years ago, the world changed forever. You came to the city in the hope of finding a place where your new nature would be accepted. Instead, you found little but suspicion, fear, and poverty. But everything changes, in time. Outcasts rise. And now, you can call yourself immortal. You have all the time in the world. In the act, each one you'll have some big thing to do and a whole load of options to explore by the end of the month. Don't worry, you've got plenty of time to get stuff done. Okay. Cheap hotel room, one of the most impoverished, dangerous parts of the city. Your windows are barely boarded up enough to keep the sun from your skin, and the room's heater struggles to take even the edge off the rising damp. Home, for now. Alright. Grip items. I don't know if we have outfits, but we'll find out. Variably stylish outfits to prevent nudity. Okay, charity shop rags it is. Okay, so it's got kind of the outfit mechanic of, like disco. Gotta change your stats. Cool. Close your wardrobe. Guess we'll call it a night. Oh, no. Okay. You glance down at your bed, but you've spent long enough staring at this cracked ceiling. If opportunities wait in the city, they aren't going to be found by sleeping in until the rent is due. Who's this guy? You open the door to see a well-dressed man striding down the corridor, squinting at the numbers on the doors. Turning to greet you, he beams with a fanged smile that proclaims he is the most wondrous moment of both your lives.
Ah, such felicitous fortune. Master Maze, at your service. A humble seller of rare tomes and intriguing volumes. I had the honor of providing many a text to your sire over the years.
I don't know if it was a time thing or scrolling activated the text or the reading, but that's fine. Alright. Alright. I'd say my sire's probably doing alright.
Exemplary. Do pass on my best regards.
Alright. Why was he looking for you?
To offer my greetings, of course. A friendly face.
Oh, he isn't him. I gotcha.
Welcoming streets. I suspect you have not seen many since your arrival. Alas, these are turbulent times.
So you know the city well?
This glittering jewel, this ocean of possibility, I venture I know it as well as any, I suppose. Let me be your Virgil, your Aeneas, your Hermes.
Can you help me find some food?
Yes, the accursed need for sustenance. Perhaps I might invite you to my humble abode for a little sanguineous repast.
Might as well find a new place to go.
Splendid. Then to Cygnus Rare Books. One tiny addendum. Simply follow my lead.
Oh, okay.
First literally, and then, well, you will see.
So you can have a buddy, and then you can change them when you come back home. Cool. And I thought he had bling out on here. I was right. Okay. Huh. Golden Fang twinkles in the low light. Alright. Let's peace out. Elevator is cramped, rickety, and so thick with competing odors that they almost cancel each other out. A slight mercy. The Halcyon is a fine old building, now long past its prime. The paint is peeled, and every surface sticky. The rat droppings trodden into the carpets and slithering cockroaches behind the wallpaper say more to the place's standards than any review. Alright. Might as well say hi to this guy. What is that tattoo? Clerk yawns as you approach, barely even bothering to look up. The smell that hangs around him isn't tobacco. Take a look at the list. Okay. Who's upside down and written what can only be with the greatest generosity be considered legible handwriting. Most names are meaningless to you. Your own is marked as being on the third floor with a permanent V symbol scribbled next to it. Alright, oh. Sophia Sterling is the latest name to be written next to room 16, atop many other hastily crossed out names. You have never visited it, but you hear there are often rather eager-looking gentlemen waiting outside, checking their watches with some urgency. Domino Quick. Name is slightly faded. Whoever Domino Quick is, they have clearly been here for a while. There are no other details in the book. Yes, that would be you. You glance down to check that you are still here. It would appear that you still are. Clerk stares past you shiftless, yet counting the minutes till the end of his shift. He takes another drag from his cigarette. What can you tell me about the place? Clerk gives you an expression that suggests all the words people have used to describe this particular slice of heaven. Estimable is not one of them. The Halcyon Hotel has certainly had its golden age once, but these nights, the basic rule is not to complain about the cockroaches, because they've been polite enough not to complain about you. Okay. Another delightful night of opportunities. What mischief shall we make? Alright. You step from the damp warmth of the Halcyon into the streets of Cradlebridge, where the light is swallowed by the darkness, and few dare venture without good cause. Old Town is not far, and seems like the best place to begin your search for Morrow. But your thirst burns, and will not be left unsatiated for long. Go follow Maze, I guess. Activities burn time. Cygnus Rare Books, a cramped but comfortable bookstore on a largely untraveled street. The shelves are piled high with leather-bound tomes and first editions of books that seem to hold no particular commercial interest, even to collectors. Mace holds open the door for you. He bows his head as you enter the sanctuary.
Hazel, my dear. Attend, my sweet little minx. We have a guest attending tonight's meeting.
Okay. A nervous human girl appears from the back. She swells hard and hurries to get his coat.
Master, you're finally back. Everyone's eagerly waiting for you, down in the labyrinth.
Splendid, splendid. Follow me, my hungry new friend. Follow my lead and we will talk later.
Of course, the guy named Maze is a labyrinth. Alright. Let's head down. Basement of Cygnus Rare Books. Oh, I see, there's a timer. It's a temple devoted to vampirism and, more notably, Maze himself. Wall scrolls list the Scarlet Ordinances, a series of decrees that those who wish to navigate the labyrinth must obey. Reverend Hush descends.
On my most shameful tardiness, please join me in welcoming our new friend, a fresh arrival unto our city, and a traveler through the labyrinth.
Hello. Group courses are welcome. You glance around and see that they are all human and all very nervous. Maze raises a hand for silence.
I should explain, my friend. The Scarlet Labyrinth is the path of faith between mundanity and immortality. One mapped out for us in veins and arteries. Speaking of the blood, let us partake of the sacrament. Who amongst my chosen will have the honor?
Everyone kneels. Maze selects one of them who approaches.
We give of the flesh so that our blood may live eternal in the corridors of the labyrinth. Amen.
Alright, he hands his follower a silk-covered tray. Their course is amen, but quietly but respectfully. The follower lifts the silk from the tray. Underneath is a pottery bowl and a silver knife. At Mage's gesture, they press it to their scarred wrist, careful to avoid the main veins and artery. Blood drips into the bowl, thick and red and fresh from the source.
So do we accept this gift as a toll upon the road of ascension? Will you drink, my friend?
I'm a grip and sip. Alright, you lift the bowl to your lips, aware that every lowered head is waiting on your verdict. The blood is hot, fresh, satisfying. It doesn't simply quench your thirst, but something far deeper and emptier that constantly pulls at your soul. Okay.
The blood is life. Amen. And now, I must leave you once again. I trust the Archons prepared tonight's exercises and collected your tithes. Alas, for those of us who have already traversed the labyrinth, other duties call.
So I guess the labyrinth's a metaphor for getting turned as well. Alright. Crowd passes let you out. They all like big Maze fans.
Fresh from a vein. How delightful to be able to share it for once. Sycophancy adds such a sweet aftertaste.
What the hell's that all about?
My Scarlet Labyrinth, a little gathering of my own invention. The lure of immortality is rather irresistible to certain minds. Minds, fortunately, small enough to be guided.
So you're full of shit.
Such scurrilous accusation. No. It is merely a light of hope in these dark nights. Hope strategically dangled, perhaps, but hope nevertheless. I should return before the silence offers too much time to consider the details.
Have fun with that. I'm gonna go hang out. Alright. I guess we'll speak with Hazel. She watches you move around the shop with fear in her eyes. Hazel has the face of someone hoping the ground will open up and swallow her. Her eyes are tired, and her smile barely hangs onto her face. Still, she does her best to straighten up as you approach, and looks hopeful for the chance to assist you.
Hey, how can I help you?
How do you find books in here?
I don't really know either. Master just puts them wherever, I think. I just start over there and usually find stuff after a while. Sorry.
What? Let's learn some stuff.
Okay. I guess that's okay.
Well, learning her deal might put her more at ease.
I don't know what I can tell you, but okay.
So what's up with you?
Actually, Hannah, Master calls me Hazel because he likes my eyes. Or maybe he doesn't remember.
Probably both. He probably doesn't care. Seems like an asshole.
Master's blood keeps me awake, and he always keeps me busy.
Alright. It's like being a vassal.
Honor. I work hard for Master, and he teaches me, well, he's going to teach me so many things. I wish the blood didn't hurt so much, and it keeps.
That's why what's his foot
But I still
went a little loco and drained it out. Okay.
Master says that's normal and good for getting more done while he sleeps.
He's kind of like a dick move, but okay.
Master is always good to me. Really. Even when
I think we can get this and then the bit on the Scarlet Labyrinth before the ad hits.
He lets me sleep in his room so that I'm there if he needs anything during the day. That's when I have time to sleep, which... well, he smiles in his sleep. I like it when Master smiles.
That's cute. Alright,
Master promised that he'd be my guide through the labyrinth, but I don't really want to be a vampire. I mean, no offense, I just can't imagine not ever seeing the sun again.
It hasn't been made clear whether we opted in or not, so... Okay,
Oh, I mean,
I
can maybe help you find books? Master would know more about real things.
Oh, okay. Ring the bell, head downstairs, browse the shelves. Alright, ad's about to hit, so we'll do that after that. Okay, Hannah seems cool. Might browse for a little bit. He browses dusty shelves in search of books of use to you. Hazel glances over, but doesn't seem to object to you checking out the merchandise without any apparent plan to pay for it. I kind of want to check his autobiography. You flip through the book, which details over 100 years of Maze's sordid past. From his humble beginnings as a card sharp in the Old West. Card shark, wouldn't it be? To the profits he made playing both sides in World War II and beyond. Even a quick glance at the chapter name suggests it is a book that would best be filed under fiction. Oh, Speed of Steel. Chapter 1. Breasts. Okay. Let's go look for something else to do. Halcyon's where we're staying. The free clinic also had free blood, so... Oh, okay. A little save notification on the phone. That's cute. Alright. The once prosper... Hey, we got an email. In the city in hope of a fresh start in the last connection you have to your previous life, but found only poverty, intolerance, and hunger. They sit in a cheap hotel room with little obvious future. We haven't met. We probably won't. Try to keep it that way. My name is Monica Vale, but you can call me God if you like. It's my job to keep a lid on the ghastly little messes our kind is prone to making. So, I wanted to get us on the same page here. Be boring, be smart. Land on my shit list and you will have trouble. Specifically, I will. And then you will. And then I will not. Kindly take this for the threat that it is. Whips and kisses. She's fun. Alright. Quests are the same. Got it. Oh. Oh, I like that it keeps reference of everybody, too. Monica Vale is Vampire Society's first crisis PR woman, tasked with handling the many scandals that a city filled with often uncivilized undead inevitably bring. Her veins are said to run with acid rather than blood, and her smartphone makes the city dance to her tune. Monica Vale lives in the penthouse of the Devil's Luck Casino and occasionally attends the Dana Cerrides Club. Okay. What's his spiel? Grifter, con artist, gentleman. Maze, nobody alive knows his real name. That's how he likes it. Has spent over 100 years proving that you can indeed fool all the people all the time, and honest men are far from immune. Of course, he would never dream of exploiting his friends. Thief's honor. Don't see these for books. Yeah, okay. Every Sunday and Wednesday are the meetings. Got it. Okay, a once prosperous marketplace now abandoned by even most of its drug dealers. The air hangs heavy with the smell of rotting brick and overflowing sewers. Beggars shake tins of passers-by, hoping to scrounge coin for a bed or a bottle to keep them warm throughout the night. Few locals forced out this late push past irritably, eyes sallow and fixed on their own problems. We got purple flyers, diner... Might as well meet this guy. That's not as much shirt as I was expecting. Man has the look of a model and the apparent intelligence of a model train. He enthusiastically pushes a purple piece of paper into your hand, advertising a nearby club. It doesn't look particularly promising, and it's not like you can afford much in the way of a night out anyway. Still, you take it just in case. Okay, handsome man hurries up to another customer. You politely dispose of the thing. Well, we've got a title. Check out the Rose of Midnight. You purchased the robe but discovered it's closed tonight. The window's been broken with a brick and hastily boarded up. Anti-vampire graffiti has already been plastered across it, including the ever-popular warning, "Dead is dead." Strong words, despite the fact that the Rose's clientele are primarily humans who simply enjoy exploring a gothic aesthetic. So that should be open tomorrow. Oh, what's up, Electric Mindset? It's been going okay. We got a pretty decent, actually, the only one, this is probably the longest one we've had so far tonight. So, alright, let's, I guess, check the old gym to see if there's anyone to meet. Hungry eyes watch you enter the Salvation Center, a threadbare boxing gym reluctantly handed over to the undead community by the city council. Volunteers splash highly watered-down blood into bowls for ever-increasing homeless vampire population. It's an unsatisfying broth, barely enough to take the edge off desperation. Well, alas, it is also the extent of the city's charity. Alright. Let's start with the tough one first. Vampire in the boxing ring scowls at her current victim before delivering the kind of blow that would knock the average human down for the count. She wipes her brow as you approach, giving you a scathing once-over with her granite stare.
Here for a lesson. Grab yourself some boxing gloves and get up here. You'll survive. Probably.
I don't believe we've been introduced.
Name's Saoirse. Kind of the closest to a welcome wagon you're getting.
Okay. Why would vampires need self-defense lessons? Says the guy who got his ass kicked on night one.
Thing most folks forget is, if you were all soft in life, you're starting out just as soft in death. Too many baby vampires go out thinking immortal is the same as indestructible. Poor bastards.
Okay. Wouldn't mind a bit of practice.
Come on then, try kicking my arse.
This is not going to go well. Oh. Slowly, your vision clears. The ring in your ears fades slightly. You stare up at Char's cane from the soft canvas, looking in vain for any evidence that you at least landed a couple of good hits before being counted out of consciousness. Nope, very much not. Charisse reaches down with her mighty fist to help you back onto your feet.
Getting in a dance for real. Sorry about the scrapes. Go get yourself checked out by the doc over at St. Raph's.
Okay, new location. But we got an improvement on brawling, huh? How can you get better at fighting?
Same as everything. Practice. Take your lumps. Not much can deal you out for good. That what can.
So it's experience by doing stuff. Okay.
Silver, anything like that. Just don't be stupid.
Alright. Where'd you learn how to fight like this?
These scars. Old school. One by one. Earned them all the old-fashioned way. Snarling, bare-chested, and covered in sweat and blood. Back in the fighting pits of Dublin. Nothing better for teaching the beast inside you how to roar.
Alright. You don't fight shirtless here, though.
Don't go getting any funny ideas. Been years since I had a fight worth taking half that serious. Besides, chilly as hell in this burg. You keep your vest on, and I'll keep mine.
What if I want to find a real fight?
Well, you just look around a bit. Maybe try over an angel breach for starters. Bit of a walk, mind, if you've not got the scratch for a taxi.
I said it probably takes more time to get there, alright. Pop me back up. Alright, let's learn more about her deal.
Everyone's got a story. Mine's nothing special. Way back, got in a few pub fights in the old country. Found I was pretty good at it. Well, weren't interested in taking no husband, so took myself down to Dublin to try my luck down in the fight pits. When death finally came to collect, I reckon I knocked his tits off.
The New Century Commission?
Commission's a bunch of fancy buggers thinking they talk for all cold bloods, like we're some happy family or something. Not my problem. Not unless someone's paying me to care. They got these fists on retainer for when vamps can't keep their fangs to themselves.
Alright. We already talked about her. Cool. What's the word on the street? Okay. You know anything about this Elijah Morrow guy? Search for Elijah Morrow brought to you to this city. Okay, hope.
Heard the king over at Nighthawks muttering about him a fair bit.
Ah, okay.
Don't know why. Don't reckon I care too much either.
Alright, well, now we know where to go. Poop, 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 poop. Current investigations. Oh, we already practiced once. No reason to travel with you. Okay. Talk to the admin. The tired-looking woman with a white lab coat and a clipboard looks up at your approach. She has a slightly terse buzz of a coffee addict, finding that there's only so much of it that you can drink before sleep demands its toll. The sticker on her coat reads, Irene Velasco.
To donate blood, please inquire at the free clinic. Oh, wait. I see. Not a donor, are we? Well, I just hope you're not hoping for a bed.
I'm good. I'm gonna look for a handout.
How admirable. Far too many come to this city thinking that the streets are...
I guess if we can't afford the rent for the hotel, then maybe we have to come here, but alright. Have you seen this guy?
Yes, I know this man. He called himself Elliot Morgan, but that's definitely him. A strange one. He claimed to be here to volunteer.
No, he's been up to some shit.
This time bothering our guests.
What did he want?
I assumed that it was a sex thing, to be honest. He said something about
Oh, God.
master. Frankly, he was creeping out both our human...
So he doesn't like my sire for some reason.
We told him his services wouldn't be required.
Okay. Do you know where he is now?
I'm afraid not, but I did see a number of scars on his arm that I'd swear were needle marks. If I had to guess, I'd suggest the shooting gallery at St. Raphael's. Most addicts end up there.
Not target shooting.
The other kind of shooting. Needles, veins.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm an oncologist at New City General with a subspecialty in hematology. I never thought I'd be using it for anything like this.
Fair enough. Talk to me about blood.
One knows why blood
Most of the questions only take 1 minute off the clock down there, so that's fine.
physiology. It complicates matters that animal blood cannot be used as a substitute.
Oh, okay.
Only human blood suffices, and I shudder to think where it will be sourced if demand becomes any higher. Cradlebridge is a place in need of help it will not get from our elected officials. I do what
So that's anywhere, honestly.
enough. Not without support that can be touched and spent.
Okay.
Ever since St. Raphael's burned down, we've been running far above capacity. It's not the staff's fault, but I can't deny what people say. It's the perfect place if you want a few more diseases to add to your collection.
All right.
It's not much, but we do what we can. We get some blood from the city and others from voluntary donations at the free clinic. It is never enough. Unfortunately, the mayor's interest in revenant well-being begins and ends with a few insincere speeches to the press.
Also pretty typical for elected officials.
Honestly, the scientific community is at something of a loss. Much of what we know of your kind is hard to explain without descending into magical talk. Perhaps magic will be our new science. That would be interesting.
I think we're good. Okay, talk to Hurdy. I think we're blooded up well enough here. All right. Chat at the diner, I guess. This dark and decrepit diner is nevertheless the only choice in these parts for hot coffee and invariably identifiable meats. It's a great phrase. As you enter, one customer unenthusiastically sips a spoonful of tomato soup. She pauses and curiously extracts the long black hair from her teeth. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to net that up. She pauses and Back in the kitchen, a bald chef absently reaches into his pants and takes, oh god, a deep satisfied scratch. Okay. Check out the menu. Blood on the floor, but apparently not on tap. Okay. You flick through the menu. Even in life, nothing you see in the photographs would have been particularly appetizing. Now it would be literally inedible. Technically, vampires can consume food, but it has all the taste and benefit of chewing on packing peanuts. Only blood has any flavor anymore, and it's often an acrid one that a sprinkle of extra spices does little to improve. Alright, we're going to scoot out, and, alright. Where are we going? Just... Oh, that's a different clinic, isn't it? Okay. Another save. Oh. Even later, the charity glows in this corner of the largely deserted strip mall. The other establishments are closed or empty. A couple of young drug dealers hang out outside, ready to move in on anyone in obvious signs of pain or addiction. Inside, the crowded waiting room smells of harsh anesthetic. With the overworked and barely paid doctors spending more time on triage than medicine. Okay. You approach the reception desk. The receptionist glares at you, instantly aware of what you are. Her hand reaches, not with any real attempt at subtlety, to an alarm button under her desk. She doesn't press it, but her finger hovers close. Alright, you've seen this guy? Reception looks at the license, but only shrugs. If Marv's been here, he hasn't made much of an impression. Okay. And I'll see you later. Alright, concrete walls topped with barbed wire block access to the old city park. What was once prime Cradlebridge real estate is now a walled sanctuary, though a more accurate term would be ghetto. This is where city stashes vampires deemed too problematic to walk free, but for which you can't justify more drastic measures. Alright. I don't think I've met anybody powerful enough to keep grant permission, so... Okay. Attention briefly taken by the number of rats that seem to be around this part of town. When a small child wrapped in a wool scarf somehow walks right into you with a thump.
Hey, watch out! Typical bloody grown-ups, stomping around like they own the place.
She shuffles past irritably, hands in her pockets. Pace seems to have increased. You're one step further towards your destination when you realize a certain absence. The tiny girl pauses her escape for a moment to wave the money she managed to liberate you from you in that brief second of confusion. She pulls down her scarf to stick out her tongue at you, also revealing a pair of sharp but grumpy fangs. Tiny girl disappears down an open sewer grate. You hear the splash of feet in possibly water. Alright. You hurry over to the sewer grate. It's dark, of course, but your night sight is excellent. Not for nothing have sewers been described as the vampire highway. Unpleasant, yes, but useful. Okay, amount of graffiti on the wall suggests these sewers see more visitors than most, but right now most of them are rats. At least a dozen scurry away from the ladder as you climb down, with many more eyes staring from the shadows, visibly only due to your excellent vampire night vision. No sign of the girl. Alright. Rat buddy. The rats resist your influence, their tiny rodent minds grinding against your will. You can feel them refusing to betray the girl, but they cannot fight your power either. They find a solution, not by leading you to her, but fleeing to hide behind her.
Traitors, you little buggers ain't getting any seeds tonight. Especially you, Charlie. Don't you shake them whiskers. You know what you did.
Alright.
Alright.
Can I get my money back?
You caught me fair and square. Not a lot of folks can do that, so yeah, that's the thing. What is it you was after?
Can I have my stuff back, please?
Don't go acting like you had much worth pinching.
I didn't, but it's principle. And I kind of wanted to meet her to add her to the
John and Dolores and
contact queue.
This book is new. Reckon I'll call him Wesley.
Alright. Give the power of natural dominion.
Rats? No, just know they started following me around after getting bit. Not saying it's not been useful. Few hundred of them, and you've got a nice warm wriggly blanket.
What? Where are your parents?
Oh, long gone. Like,
Okay.
150? Yeah, don't be fooled by the pretty face. These old eyes have seen some shit.
I like her.
Obviously. Sewer. Other kind too, I mean.
I could, but I'm not gonna call the cops on her.
Try it, Longshanks. Got a whole lot
I
of
couldn't
practice
back out
doing the
otherwise.
waterworks in front of dumb grown-ups. Of course, first we'd see how fast you run with them leg muscles cut to ribbons. Had plenty of practice there and all.
Okay. Girl yawns, clearly getting bored, fishes for something in her pocket.
Right, make you a deal. I'll just hang on to this boring cash, like, you know, finder's fee. And you can have this back for nothing, because I don't want it. Sound fair?
She throws something in your direction. Lands with a sword from the foul water. You reach down and pick it up, realizing with horror that along with whatever pocket change she took from you, she took your V card. The unfortunately named ID marking you as a legal vampire who was signed the new century code in exchange for amnesty. Death is a vacation compared to getting a replacement. Okay. And she's out. Where you protest, the girl is gone, taking your money with you. Fortunately, a little left on you to steal. Climb the ladder out of the sewer, ready to continue your journey. Well, at least we got our card back. Alright. Imposing barbed wire fences block off this condemned burned-out hospital. Many of the old wards are now rotting shooting galleries where heroin adult addicts sit and stare into space, rusted needles searching for usable veins. Main reception building is largely intact, but more welcoming. Alright, the young woman looks like one of the two that beat the shit out of me last night, so we're gonna peace out for now. Alright. Where's Nighthawks? Okay. I look like shit though, they're not gonna let me in. Okay. Rundown nightclub near the edge of town. Looks seedy and poorly maintained, but still has a decent line of people waiting to get in, or... Sorry, chicken time. Simply seeking shelter from the rain. An irritable bouncer lets them in at a slow but steady drip, checking for drugs and frequently pocketing small bribes from queue jumpers. Alright. I'm just going to stand in line because I'm worried if we fail the thief thing, we're going to get caught and kicked out. Okay. You reach the front of the line, bouncer looks you up and down, suspiciously, clearly not a fan of vampires. He gestures for you to spread your arms, ready to be patted down. Finding nothing he cares about, he reluctantly steps out of your way. Okay, we walk to the pumping music of the nightclub. The smell of sweat and aftershave hits you in the face. Your feet stick to the carpet. Although this nightclub seems one of the few hot spots of Cradlebridge life, it can only be because of a lack of competition. The dance floor lightly throbs with action, while the bar seems quiet enough to have a conversation. A bored-looking redhead alternates between serving drinks and flicking through a paperback book hidden beneath the counter. Well, I have no clout to get into the VIP lounge, so... we have bartender or bartenders. I guess we'll talk to the bartender.
Stranger, I'm Becca. What'll it be? Beer, whiskey, a little champagne to get the night started, right? Wait, sorry. My bad. The special wine, yeah?
Okay. Okay, comfortable amount of money. It must be a amount of money. I'll take a shot at chatting her up.
Someone needs to practice their shtick. Here. But don't think it's your sparkling wit. I just have a soft spot for strays.
Alright. Reaches for a glass, your throat burns at the sight of it. Rebecca pours you a fresh warm blood. Thick, red, warm, with all the love that a few minutes in a small microwave underneath the bar can provide.
So, not to be nosy or anything.
Microwave blood sounds like it'd be nasty.
Drinking blood, I mean.
No real opinion.
It's weird. I always figured vamps would be into this stuff. I know most of our regulars like to mix in a little cinnamon. Something about handling the iron aftertaste. Anyway.
What's up? Becca, just your ill-fitting uniform, smiling awkwardly.
Me? I'm Rebecca. Becca to friends. Becky, if you want to hurt you. Just your average ex-student buried in debt. Luckily, the boss's shiny fangs tend to scare off new staff pretty quick, so yeah, plenty of extra shifts for Becca.
Got that grind set. Alright. Tell me about here.
It's a pretty high-class kind of dive. Don't need a big metal grill in front of the bar. We've got a few regulars drink here by choice, and it's probably only one of them that keeps shitting in the sink. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll even get uniforms that fit.
Alright.
Oh, I see plenty. Don't worry, I'm cool with it. I mean, I always kind of suspected you folks were around, even before everyone knew for real. Most of the revs I know are okay, just like most folks really. But the others, hey, that's why I've got a pepper spray loaded with silver.
Alright, she's cool. Talk to me about the king. As you ask a question, you see Becca's eyes drift slightly. She seems to be looking over your shoulder with mild interest rather than fear.
Oh, I think you'll find out soon enough.
Alright, a large heavy hand clamps down on you. Girl in a suit with a stern invitation. I'm loving the accountant behind him. Dance music fades as you are led down concrete steps into the basement, where a single bare bulb lights the little but rusting nightclub equipment and no shortage of black mold in damp corners. Written by Europeans. I see that, you. There you are led into an office without windows where a fat vampire sits smoking an even fatter cigar and flicking through a positively obese roll of money. He gestures for you to be seated. Good on the right helps you with a shove.
This the one? Let me guess. You're new around here. Gotta be poking around without even coming to introduce yourself. What's the world coming to, huh?
Try to be polite about it.
Well, will you look at that? Finally, a baby vampire.
I don't want to piss him off yet. Fat vampire takes a long chew on a cigar. Gives you a careful look up and down.
Listen to me, baby vampire. Name's Tancredi. And this here is my territory.
It's fine by me.
You'll remember that if you want to keep feeding here. There's worse shit than death. Trust me on that one. Now, before we go any further, gotta ask, got any special tricks?
Let's just be honest and stay on his good side.
Now that's the thing. Of course, I don't need to remind you. Stuff like that, it's just a fantasy for the papers. Don't make it anything more.
Okay. Tancredi grunts, apparently satisfied. You doubt he investigated his own special tricks.
Anyways, from what I hear, you've been poking your nose around this last week or so. Let's have it then. What's your business in my kingdom? Think very carefully before you try any bullshit.
I don't have any options for bullshit. Yeah, looking for Elijah Morrow?
Morrow, huh? Dangerous name to be dropping around here, baby vampire. A whole lot of people are looking for that piece of shit, including yours truly. Big reward on that head. Real big.
That business with them?
Well, you better be ready to join the line. Speaking of, Gideon, get this cold-blood a pass. No sense having him waste time with the plebes when there's so much work to get done.
Fair enough. You're led upstairs through a small maze of unpainted concrete corridors and chipped wooden doors to a rather smaller office. It smells of dust and cheap cologne. An ancient computer on the desk. It's cheap gray plastic, long-term nicotine yellow. Alright, manager takes a seat. Looks you over, not looking impressed.
Right. This pass will get you past the queues.
Oh, good.
I am Gideon Jenks, the King's Seneschal. I handle his business, including the tribute expected for hunting within the domain. You will, of course, be expected to pay, through service, if needed.
I don't work for you.
Indeed, many people believe that at first. They soon learn to dread the coming of winter and the chill of bones that never healed properly. Yes, you think yourself invulnerable as well as immortal. Spare me the naive bravado.
Okay. What does Tancredi want from you? I want from me, I guess.
Question. Splendid. Nothing too onerous, I assure you. A little contribution to the greater good in exchange for, let us call it, protection from misfortune. Insurance.
Okay. Spider crosses the desk. It's large, black, and fearless. Gideon stops scribbling in his ledger for a moment. His eyes flick down, and a bead of sweat rolls down his forehead. Oh, he's afraid of spiders. What do you know about Elijah Morrow?
I am aware that the king is most eager to find the gentleman in question. The reason...
Guy looking for teen friends?
I would suggest any of your concern.
Also, his name's Jenks. There's a very slight chance that whoever named this guy knows or is a fan of Critical Bits. If this guy has the nickname Janky Bear, then that'll confirm it. But all right. Anyway, happy Spider Day to you all. Gideon continues to stare at the spider. His right hand trembles slightly. Before you can do anything, Gideon's hand shoots out, scooping up the spider. Oh, maybe he likes eating spiders. Okay. Scooping up the spider's cramming it into his mouth. He swallows it whole and shivers in what could be revulsion, but looks more like a junkie getting their fix. The clock at the back of the office ticks, marking the awkward silence. With trembling hands, he reaches for a cup of coffee. Not just cold, but with the skin on it. What the hell was that?
I I suppose there's no hiding it. They call it the Renfield compulsion, a side effect of... suffice to say that the king and I have a certain arrangement that I would keep private.
Okay, you're a vassal?
One of the more polite terms, unfortunately. I trust I can rely on your discretion.
What do I get out of this? Gideon stares at you, trying to hide his concern. Thralls, vassals, familiars, swiggers, bloodchuggers, traitors. There are no good names for humans to transfuse vampire blood into their veins.
In the circumstances, perhaps we can shelve the question of our tribute. For now, provided that
Hell yeah, I just wiggled my way out of pan. Alright, cool. Alright. Let's have a chat.
I am the king's seneschal. I have the king's confidence.
Just a little description there, but whatever.
That is not relating to his personal business. And I think that is all you need to know about my own.
Okay.
I am
You know anything about Moro?
most eager to find the gentleman in...
Hey, what's up, Chooch?
The reasons or not, I would suggest...
Welcome to Nighthawks. Which is probably going to wrap up this last... this will probably be the last hour, but yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of reading.
Club was founded as a speakeasy.
We're a vampire.
The king was...
But not a Vampire the Masquerade vampire. It's a completely
quickly rose to
independent thing, although a lot of stuff crosses over.
Place to conduct business, as well as a good excuse to keep it nocturnal.
Okay. We're looking for some guy who stole a locket. This is very like, It feels like a journaling RPG where you, like, a lot of your choices, you can choose where things are going. If it's just like, your attachments and stuff. When other characters get involved, then your choices are a little less little more limited.
You should speak with her often to stay abreast of local rumors. Little evades her notice.
Makes sense for a bartender. Okay.
Like all things, the blood has its ups and downs. I have not slept one night in the past few years. Yet without it, I would not have had
Pardon me.
to enjoy. I consider that a fair trade.
Okay, so it does do life extension as well. Got it. Okay.
Here would not be especially scintillating. Perhaps Miss Glade would be more of service? Or Fabian, perhaps, if you can get a word in edgeways with that infernal boy.
Fabian the bouncer, then? Okay, back to the bar. We were so rudely interrupted. Oh, Tancredi's here, too.
You survived the boss, then. Guess that means we'll be seeing more of you around here. Feel free to tip your bartender.
Just you remember, the house takes 20%.
So, you know, feel free to tip generously.
Fair enough. You recognize this guy?
My bet, try down in Old Town. Folks who get lost around here usually end up there. The lucky ones, anyway.
Okay. You know anything about Morrow?
I don't know the name. I mean, I can ask around a bit, but people go missing around here quite a lot. Have you asked around Old Town? That's where most folks end up.
I guess I really gotta go to Old Town. All right. Any other rumors?
Folks talking about some guy called Dr. Finch over at St. Raphael's who specializes in treating vampires. Thing is, St. Raphael's burned down a few years ago.
Okay. We are not comfortably affordable. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Oh. McCready sits at the bar, looking out over his vampire. Behind him, Becca attempts to adjust her awkward uniform for the 5th time.
You mean apart from me giving you my measurements for the new uniform and accidentally getting a shirt 2 sizes too small? No, boss. No problem at all.
Can't you get a uniform that fits?
Wine. Never hear you complaining about the extra tips.
It's not my tips. Everyone stares at.
Okay, Tancredi chuckles, turns back to his club. Oh, okay. So it was just like a little extra thing. That's cute. See if he's got any more leads. Alright. King of Cradlebridge sits in state at the bar looking out at his kingdom. Continues smoking on a cigar. Nobody seems in the mood to ask him to put it out. Alright. Will he be flattered if I ask him about himself? Okay. Fair enough.
and this whole part of town is my kingdom. Took the throne after crushing the others back in the 1970s.
That kind of explains the look.
These new baby vampires we got around here ruin a good thing for everyone. Watch yourself. I don't like giving out spankings, but your friend Morrow poked his nose where he shouldn't, and that's not the only thing that's gonna get cut off when he shows himself.
Alright. Janky Bear?
Do this without Gideon. Wizard with the numbers. Me, I never had a head for him. Don't be fooled.
He's got vampire dyscalculia.
Cradle Bridge. Most folks just see the rot and the ruin. Behind all that, she's a beautiful face and an old soul. You'll see, baby vampire. You be good to her, and she'll be good to you. She's my girl, and I look out for her.
I kind of like that he's, like, you know, appreciative of his territory. It's not just, like, a lever of power.
Things had to come round at night. Couldn't go giving away the big secret, could I? Now, I like being a bit more open. Gives the place a certain bit of danger. These fangs of mine. Don't let me catch you feeding here, mind. That's a king's prerogative.
Fair enough.
That little judgment I hear in your voice there, huh? Nah, I'm cut from old cloth, baby vampire. When there was honor and a code and protection meant something. You think cops around here give two short fucks about the people?
No, they're cops.
They ask me for help. And me, I just ask them, where was you when you didn't think you needed me?
Okay. Oh, you can get jobs from him too, okay.
What? You think I'm your personal helpline? Ask Glade if you need to know shit. She's the one always listening in on conversations.
I mean, not intentionally. I'm just, standing here. It's not like I'm being nosy.
Alright. I guess they told me like several times to go to Old Town, so we haven't tried the VIP lounge yet though. Okay. We are not VIP yet. Okay. We're about to get in the good graces of Tancredi. Oh. It's only 1:28, but okay. I'll head back to the Halcyon. Rain beats down on the windscreen as the taxi threads its way back to the Halcyon Hotel, and what currently passes for home. You stare out the window as the city blurs past, reflecting on the night and many nights ahead of you. It's a new world out there, filled with stories, danger, and opportunities. A new world where outcasts can thrive, and where death is truly just the beginning, and the demo feels like it's ending. That'll have to wait just a little bit longer. Sunrise approaches, and your cheap hotel bed calls your name. I called it. Alright. Thank you for playing the Nighthawks demo. We hope you enjoyed the brief trip to the city, and that will be seen you again for the full adventure. Wishlist on Steam. Yeah. Follow socials. I already follow Watch It Eye, so we're good. Oh, I like that they put the prologue skip in there for you. If you keep playing the demo. Because basically, there's what, four cards you pick for opening stats. Your Sire, your Power, a stat buff, and there was one other thing. Oh, you like your it's your Sire, your heritage. So like, New World, Old World. Well, yeah, New World, Old World, UK, or, UK, Eastern Europe, or no, Western Europe, because Eastern Europe would be the Old World ones, or Asia, which seems a little overgeneralized, but fair enough. And it all provides different stat buffs and stuff, but yeah. I'm glad this is actually coming out. And it's changed a lot from what it was gonna be, but that's fine.